Well, it's been a while, but we are finally back on Transylvania here in Way the Hunter, and I just have to address it. It is borderline shocking to see what the 5-star red deer here look like when we're still used to the ones over on Matsuriki Park. But we're gonna head out. Speaking of red deer, we're going to check in on our albino stag, and I think we're gonna do a little bit of exploring part of the map that we've never actually been to. Now, incidentally, thanks to a mating call, we've actually got a different herd of red deer down here. Got a 4-star mature, but he looks pretty gray. And the ones I'm looking at, this 1-star young kind of looks, I don't know, weird to me. And then there's a youngish 2-star mature. But when I was looking at that through the scope, I'm pretty sure he's just too uneven to get to 5-star. And just in case, maybe somehow this guy has another year in him, we're going to go ahead and try to take this one out. So he is kind of turned broadside. I think that's going to end up getting him, but I'm actually not so sure. I don't see any blood. I know we hit him. And after a little bit of a lengthy track, the Star S12 still managed to bring him down. So got the single lung shot, but hitting him right in the shoulder really just tanked whatever energy we had left in that bullet. But that was a 67%er, good to take out, and maybe we'll luck out with that 4-star even still. So way up here, I think it is this herd, is where our albino should be. And for the first time in almost 5 months, we're gonna go and take a look at him. That is no red deer, but I think that needs to die. That's gotta be a 5-star fallow. We just spooked him, and I watched the herd run away, and I spotted him. Never saw that guy. Oh, they're stopping up there too. Okay, I think we can make this happen. We have the Monoblock 270. It's one of my favorite guns, and it's with the Steyr Arms Pack, the most recent DLC. I don't know that I trust it at 400 yards on something that I kind of really want. We have that multi-mount with the 3 fallow deer. We have 2 5-stars and an old 4-star that we shot forever ago. I think that's him. I cannot see any way that that's not a 5-star. I actually looked at that mount before pressing record today. Let's scoot in there and make sure before we just go blasting away, but I think we might have something that we haven't even made it to our albino yet. That said, we are pretty close, so this could get interesting. And there you have it. 5-star fallow deer. I thought that we were wrong. There's a 4-star over there, and I was pretty disappointed, but hiding in there in the trees is our 3rd 5-star fallow deer on Transylvania, so gotta make sure we can get the shot. I'm gonna let him clear that brush, and of course he wants to turn back around. I actually hear red deer that are alerted our albino might be in there, but frankly, we can worry about that a little bit later. He's facing exactly away from us. He looks really cool though. I think he's different than our other 2 5-stars. I thought maybe he was gonna turn and give us a shot. If we gotta go to the collar, we will, because we do have it. Maybe we just hit a high fitness collar and try to turn him around. Think we got their attention. The 4-star's moving down here. This 2-star is kind of coming this direction. But I don't think the 5-star has moved at all. He's still just standing up there behind the brush. I do feel if we can just get him even to face us, we can make the shot from here. That 4-star looks good too though. That is a 4-star, right? That's the same one? Because that looks really impressive as well. He is just a 4. So maybe there's a chance for him. And the 5's still just standing up there. Took a little coaxing, but he's finally coming in. Look at that. I mean, the difference. The 4-star looks incredible. The 5 back there, you can just see how much wider set and just how much bigger that frame is. He's stopping there. So we're going to take that opportunity to drop him. Probably sending these red deer running, however. Now that I actually just alerted them, I was looking through it while we were waiting though. I don't think this is the herd with the albino. They must be a little bit further up the creek. And you know what? As bad as I want to see the albino, I gotta know how big this guy was, because he looked gigantic to me. Now the one downside is, the way he fell, there's literally 0 point in taking a photo. We can see like 1 brow tine, so we can get straight into this and figure it out. We did not make a heart shot, but what we did was we hit the artery there, And then obviously we got through, looks like just the right lung, a little bit of left lung damage. He's a, wow, 99.66%. One of the best genetic animals we've ever shot? Only 467. The insane thing is then, with that genetic potential, he actually even had another year. I can't believe he did have another year in him, but obviously, again, you know, a specific thing that I thought about trying to look for, maybe not even in today's hunt, because we're going to go, that's what I talked about, unexplored territory, this whole chunk of the map we've never been to. That's where we're going to spend the majority of our time after we go and look at our albino. And if I didn't just happen to catch a glimpse of him running up here, we'd have never even known. So that would be the correct herd. And obviously he is alerted, but he's a 1-star adult, and I actually don't know if in the last video he was still a young or an adult. I'm kind of conflicted. I do think, you know, even as an adult, he should be bigger than that. Though, things like the 2-star mature that we shot earlier at least give me a little bit of hope that maybe he can be decent by the time it's all said and done. I don't think he's going to get anywhere near 5-star. Maybe 2 or 3 is a little bit of a hope. But we can see he's uneven, and he's just, from the time he was, I assume, 1 year old, he just hasn't gotten much bigger. But even still, it's going to be fun to try to age him up. If he's an adult now, this is either his first or second year of being an adult. I'll have to actually look and see where we were at in the past. But if we go to this, adult is 4 to 8, so he's either 4 or 5. And they only go to 12, so it won't be terribly long until we get to aim down sights and actually pull the trigger. But anyway, we're gonna head up into the unexplored part of Transylvania, and I thought we might as well come back to the lodge, place our 3rd 5-star fallow in this multi-mount. He is the one on the far right, by the way, so pretty cool to see that. And just because I don't know what's in that part of the map at all, we're gonna reset the time to early morning, just so we can maybe have feed zones and stuff like that that may make it a little more likely that we're actually going to encounter stuff. So we'll go ahead and rest to, let's say, 7:30 a.m. and we'll head up into the mountains. Well, we just about sent them running, but it looks like there are definitely Mouflon up here. I'm gonna say that 1-star adult is probably okay to take, so we'll try to bring him down. Now this is public land. I don't really expect to find anything big up here, especially because, obviously, we haven't managed the herds, but you just never know. The odds could line up. There could be something up here that's got high enough genetics, and maybe because who knows how many age cycles we've passed on Transylvania since the game came out. There could be a 5-star up here right now, so we'll at least give it a look, find out what's in this area, and maybe if there's anything that we do want to manage. And hopefully we can also find out that we didn't make a mistake here. I have shot quite a few potential future 5-star Mouflon way too early. This one though, 25%, kind of what you expect to find on unmanaged public land. Definitely should go to help that out. Now these little guys, I would say, are maybe the exception to the rule, and if there's a bunch of Eurasian badgers up here, that actually could be really cool. I want to 5-star them. I think the models are awesome, but we never really have any opportunities. Now, should I be shooting a 1-star young? Probably not, but we're gonna hope for the best. I think I did spot these other ones too, and there was another 1-star young. That's the female. But anyway, yeah, that's another kind of reason to set it to early in the day. And hopefully we get to just shoot one without any repercussions. Double lunged them, 61%er, so no big deal. But I like them. I don't even think anything like a Euro rabbit or anything to make a multi-mount with one. Was that a bear? I think it was. But anyway, I just eventually would love to get a 5-star for a multi-mount or even just by itself. Well, it's taken a substantial amount of sneaking into range, and somehow this female brown bear just came walking in here while I was trying to sneak down here to try to get a shot at the male, who has since just disappeared. Is it charging us? Is this like posturing? I don't even know what just happened. I have to... Okay, how did that kill it? I have to try to shoot it. I know it's not good to shoot female, really anything, but especially things with low populations like bears. But I really just don't want that encounter to become nothing. That was actually really cool. Oh, it was a spine shot. That's why it insta-killed it. That makes a little more sense. So, kind of neat, I suppose. I wish it was the 1-star adult that did that instead, but that kind of made my trip up here into the mountains just getting to see that. Oh, maybe, because these things are kind of slow. We might be able to get a shot at this still. That right there is what I thought he would do, is like slow down, but I didn't expect to be able to do another spine shot. Now, this is kind of the same thing as the Badger, I'm not gonna lie. Probably shouldn't just be shooting random 1-stars willy-nilly, but we so rarely get to actually take one. I guess I'm willing to take the risk that it may have been a high genetic potential one. I don't even know what is technically primary habitat for them. I've never looked. So that guy got right through the spine as well. Not too bad. The Steyr SM-12 actually brought both of them down. 36% of that was more than fine. Not that we ever could have known by looking at them, but we will take it. Got a pretty cool encounter out of it. And I guess maybe a positive that we shot both the male and the female. I don't know if that makes a difference for respawns, but in the past, when I've only shot like the female for bears, they both seem to just never come back. Hopefully, 2 new bears replace them. You know, I don't think I'm willing to risk it again, because we got away with it once, but one thing that I think we're learning here, this mountainous area is really good for brown bear, but we've pretty much gone all the way through the unexplored territory. I think we'll stop up at this little lake, which we've obviously been to before, and then we'll get back to worrying about aging things, but I definitely want to go and get the zone for these guys, and it's a pretty easy spot to hunt. If anything ever happens here where we have a good one, we should be able to check in on it without too much trouble. So looking like a number of different options here. 2-star adult red deer is encouraging. 1-star mature, probably something we could consider taking out. And then over here is a herd of Mouflon. Now, I'm seeing a little bit, oh my god, a 3-star adult? Hold on. I did not realize that was over there. We don't have a 5-star Mouflon, and I really want one. I can see the curl, I just didn't realize he was going to be that big. We have to pay attention to this spot. And then what was this one here? Because he looks pretty decent too. That's a 2-star adult. So I don't see anything in there that we should take out. Therefore, that 1-star mature red deer, that guy right there, that would be the very obvious choice. I gotta mark this so I remember to come back here and check on that. And while we march down here and pick up our red deer, what is the peak age for Mouflon? I don't think they live that terribly long. They live to 10 years old. Now, if he's a 3-star adult, he's almost certainly 7. It will not be long until we get to see what he becomes. I just can't see him not ending up as a 5-star. And frankly, that's kind of why I think it's really good to stay on one particular map for a while, and that's the intention with our albino red deer, and hopefully things like the 4-star fallow, 4-star red deer we saw earlier, all those sorts of things. We can continue hunting on Transylvania for however long, until hopefully all those things either make 5-star or don't. So, do we have... That's probably their drink zone. Now, it's not Mouflon drink time. I think they were feeding up here. I'd like to get that zone too, just to know. I did not realize there were almost never zones. Got an almost never feed zone for red deer. Not seen anything for the Mouflon. I mean, I guess what we gotta do then is just come back during the drink time and make sure that's where they are, but that's really, really encouraging. Just at a almost throwaway spot before we go back to looking for red deer, we might have finally found a future 5-star Mouflon. So we've managed to pass an age cycle out here, and believe it or not, we have a second 5-star fallow from that same herd, the 4-star that we were looking at that honestly looked incredible at the time. He's also made it, so the wind is just horrible here. I think we're going to go ahead and try to make the shot. Just trying to sidestep that tree. I think we actually are going to be better sidestepping this way. I don't even want to shoot him when he's calling because that's so cool. But he finally stopped and looked back. Oh, I thought he was maybe going to land, like, on his chest almost, where we'd get a perfect photo. We might be able to get something compared to the prior 5-star that was completely underground. But go figure, we come out here literally to check on our albino red deer, find a 5-star fallow to begin with, and then just going back thinking we may have passed an age cycle. I don't know how that is happening, by the way, but we have a second 5-star in that same herd that's now made it. So far from spectacular, it just kind of is what it is. But we'll take that, and we will take this guy now, our 4th 5-star fallow from Transylvania. Some of this herd management is actually starting to pay off. Somehow, I guess we did shoot pretty close to the heart. Got a little bit of cavity damage, but primarily just right lung to drop him. He was a 94.98%. Just the way that it worked out, I bet he's bigger than the last. Yeah, 481. So basically, at the same age, this guy was still a 4-star. The last one was already a 5-star. If only I had known that, but I typically don't keep track of specific animal ages unless it is also a rare. So it would have been almost impossible to know that that one had another year. I would have loved to have seen what he would have become, because it was probably 495 plus. But now 4 5-star fallow, and our Transylvania lodge, despite, I would have to say, maybe the least amount of time put in on this map compared to any other, it's kind of starting to get somewhere. Now we know, without a shadow of a doubt, an age cycle has just passed. I'm not sure this guy is appreciably bigger, like at all. He's kind of evenish, which I guess is good. It's definitely a slow process though, and who knows where he's gonna max out at, but they do seem to grow a lot as matures, so I guess fingers crossed maybe something can happen there. And I guess now, I'm honestly not sure, because I've been sort of resting throughout the hunt. I kind of want to go and check on that Mouflon just to find out, do we pass the age cycle before we spotted him or after? Okay, I'm a little bit confused. There's a 3-star adult here. I don't know why. I went to the wrong spot. It's this lake here that had the 3-star adult that we had already spotted, so I guess there's 2? And I'm kind of getting the feeling that I've been hunting the wrong areas for Mouflon the entire time here in Way of the Hunter. Now that needs to be taken out, because we know that 3-star adult is solid. So 1-star mature should help the future ones. I spent so long stocking into this tiny pond, and the whole time I was thinking this doesn't seem like where we were, but I had actually seen the Mouflon walking into the zone. So that's really, really encouraging. We might be able to even add a couple. So I guess we'll screenshot that too. We also have a zone back there. Good to know, and now we can actually go and check the correct spot. And so it's looking like we actually passed the age cycle prior to spotting him, because that's still a 3-star adult there, and I just can't imagine that they can be 3-star adult and remain an adult for an additional year. So that's actually really interesting the way that worked out, and we just so happened to check another spot that's got an additional one, so that's really cool. But I don't think there's anything to take here. We've already spooked the red deer that we shot one from last time. And off our Mouflon go too. So I guess we'll kind of do some more exploring. Try some other areas out, because it's kind of working so far. We're finding all kinds of stuff. Now it does kind of seem like we're just in a constant state of trying to age one rare or another. But one thing I really want, we've never had a melanistic roe deer. And I don't even know a lot of good roe deer areas. That's probably part of it. But we might as well take out this 1-star mature. Kind of lucked out because he turned his head back right when we shot, but managed to bring him down. Maybe that respawn would just so happen to be melanistic, but either way, taking that out should help things. And we're just going to kind of wander around a little bit, see if we can find anything else. Maybe there's one on our map already. The thing about roe deer, they live to the same age as whitetail. It's only 8 years old, which means there's, even when you're not shooting them, there's a fairly consistent flow of new roe deer spawning as you have those old ones die. So there could very well be one already on the map. Are these the same roe deer that ran for some reason to the right and then crossing back? I guess they must have been. And then as for this guy, which by the way, this is the herd that we have taken our 1 5-star roe deer from. 40%er, so good to take him out. Maybe we can see this herd actually produce something good in the future again. And we're just going to kind of maneuver around in the south here. We do also have a 2-star mature down here. Now, I don't think he's quite as old. And of course, he actually stopped looking up at us. So if we just move forward again, try to get his attention, at least we could try to kind of make the genetics in this area better. Finally got his attention again. The roe deer in this game, I feel like they're just so underrated. Even that 2-star. looks really, really impressive. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I'd like to get a melanistic. It would, even like a really low genetic one, let it get up to 1 or 2 star matures, it's still gonna look really, really good. So let's see what we have for this guy. Definitely not super great, so probably better genetics, I'd say even by far than the last one. 58% though, so good to still take out. And maybe there's more roe deer down here than I realized. I think we found a better Mouflon spot than I had any idea existed, and maybe spend a little more time down here. There's a good roe deer spot. So I think we're looking at probably, oh my goodness, a 3-star adult roe deer? I didn't even see that. I think we're looking at probably the herd, where we'll take our last kill of the hunt. 2-star mature, 1-star adult that's kind of uneven, and then I thought I saw, yeah, 1-star mature. Now we gotta be careful because that 3-star adult is right behind this guy. So we're gonna take this shot when he's all the way clear of him. And we might have yet another future 5-star. And I really should, I gotta get that zone. I really should use the Way the Hunter toolbox. It's in their official Discord, and it is a really good tool for being able to keep track of all these sorts of things. I just sort of mark on the map and then take a screenshot of to refer to later. But then I gotta remember, you know, 2 different Mouflon herds, a roe deer herd, and all that sort of stuff. 40% for him. And then that's gonna be a rest zone, which is probably far from the ideal, but at least we've got it. And now 3 separate 3-star adults to keep an eye on over the course of the next couple in-game years here on Transylvania while we age our albino red deer. And at least, you know, something's gonna be growing and getting notably larger with all those 3-star adults, because the red deer just doesn't seem to be doing much. So for now at least, we're gonna put our 4th 5-star fallow on this little pedestal mount. This obviously is kind of the area of the trophy lodge that we've worked on the most, other than the multi-mount upstairs with the 3 different 5-stars. But that's really cool. Some of our management actually paying off. I did not mean to do that, but kind of helped to light up the room a little bit. We now have, I guess, 4 different fallow in the lodge. Got 3 or 4 5-star red deer. We had, basically, the last time we hunted this map, a 5-star boar up there with the black wolf from the missions. I like it. It's a really nice looking lodge. And the more we get to add to it, the better obviously it is going to look. So very much looking forward to coming back out here again in the very near future, aging our red deer, seeing what happens with the Mouflon and roe deer, and hopefully we can add even more trophies to that lodge. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.